Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
The Arabian Sea is a body of water located between the Arabian Peninsula and the Indian subcontinent. It's part of the Indian Ocean and is known for its warm waters, serving as a vital maritime trade route and hosting diverse marine life. Mountains are large landforms with elevated peaks and steep slopes. They are formed through geological processes and can be found on every continent. Mountains offer breathtaking scenery and are often popular for outdoor activities like hiking and skiing. They also play vital roles in influencing weather patterns and preserving biodiversity. A landslide is a sudden and rapid movement of a large amount of earth, rocks, or debris down a slope. It can be triggered by heavy rain, earthquakes, or human activities. Landslides pose significant risks to people, property, and the environment. The student's reading in his own subject slows down, and his comprehension becomes less secure. He expresses himself slowly and often fails to convey his ideas exactly. He is disappointed to find that, under pressure, he makes a lot of unnecessary mistakes in areas where he knows the correct language forms. A recent trend in the entertainment world is to adapt classic works of literature for either TV or movies. One argument is that this is to everyone's benefit, as it introduces people to works they might otherwise never have, but is rarely done successfully. Although it hails from a remote region of the Western Himalayas, This plant now looks entirely at home on the banks of English rivers. Brought to the UK in 1839, it quickly escaped from Victorian gardens and colonized river banks and damp woodlands. Now it is spreading across Europe, New Zealand, Canada, and the US. Generally, students who stay off campus resort to campus buses, for it not only costs less, but also help reach the college campus on time. However, there are separate dormitories for students who wish to stay back in the campus for any activity. Hopefully, this will treat and prevent acne and other skin diseases and reduce antibiotic use. Naked Biome is entering clinical trials to see if its approach is safe and effective. Yellow is the most optimistic color, yet surprisingly, people lose their tempers most often in yellow rooms and babies cry more in them. The reason may be that yellow is the hardest color on the eye. On the other hand, it speeds metabolism and enhances concentration. Think of yellow legal pads and post-it notes. Most words have experienced several changes in meaning throughout their history, so that it is impossible to say which stage in their meaning is the true meaning. And if we attempt to go back to the beginning, we find it is impossible, for the origins of many words are difficult to trace back.
Australians do speak English. However, for some tourists and travelers, it can be difficult to understand the slang. Also, the links between Australian and American English were seen to be very tenuous. At least, some colloquialisms in Australian English do not exist in other types of English. Traditional divisions of domestic work are understood to persist because of the strong association of the home with femininity and paid work with masculinity. To challenge who does what in the home is arguably tantamount to challenging what it is to be a woman or a man. Companies will want to be known not just for the financial results they generate, but equally for the imprint they leave on society as a whole. First, ensuring that their products contribute positively. Second, operating in a way that approaches a net neutral impact to the natural environment. And third, cherishing their people. Generally, students who stay off campus resort to campus buses, for it not only costs less, but also help reach the college campus on time. However, there are separate dormitories for students who wish to stay back in the campus for any activity. Researchers have found a novel form of the Alzheimer's protein tau in the fluid surrounding the brain and spinal cord. This form of tau, known as MTBR tau, indicates what stage of Alzheimer's a person is in and tracks with tangles of tau protein in the brain. Some people are at higher risk of developing obesity because they possess genetic variants that affect how the brain processes sensory information and regulates feeding and behavior. The findings support a growing body of evidence that obesity is a disease whose roots are in the brain. During the early modern period, the universities of Europe would see a tremendous amount of growth, productivity, and innovative research. At the end of the Middle Ages, about 400 years after the first European university was founded, there were 29 universities spread throughout Europe. Do something you are very passionate about and do not try to chase what is considered the hot passion of the day. People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. You have to do it over a sustained period of time. So, if you don't love it, you're going to give up.
Audio Jungle.